What is going on, everybody? Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Eric, and here on this channel I talk about Polaroid cameras and I talk about selling stuff on eBay. So if either one of those two things interest you, consider subscribing. Now, getting right into this video today, I'm going to be talking about my top 3 all-time favorite Polaroid cameras that are in my collection. I've been collecting and shooting Polaroid for about 4.5, maybe 5 years now. And so these are just some cameras that are in my personal collection that I want to let you know. So in no particular order, in particular order, we'll go 3, 2, 1, top 3 favorite cameras that I have in my collection. And currently right now, I've got about 10. So these are the 3 that I either use the most or that I just love for some particular reason the most. So getting into the list is a camera that I absolutely love, and it is my Polaroid One 600. If you look at this camera, to look at it, it just screams late 90s, early 2000s design. It's sleek, it's super futuristic. The design is very, very smooth when this camera is closed. When you look at it, you don't know what this is. It looks like a box or some crazy type of calculator. It looks really, really good. And this camera is one of the easiest cameras that Polaroid ever put out for you to use. On the back, there are literally only 3 buttons. A button for a red eye, a self timer, and the shutter release button. And then you have the button to actually open the camera up. And then they did a very, very good job with having the lens and the flash, and then they hid the film door drop down button. Here we go, boom. Drops the film door down so you can insert a cassette. But I just love it. It was very, very simple, and that's really the key, right? You don't want whatever you're shooting with to be so complex. It's an instant photo. You want to capture a moment in time. You don't want to be spending forever trying to get the absolutely most perfect shot. The more you shoot, the better you'll get, and you can get really, really good photos with this. I actually see no difference in photo quality between this one and my Polaroid One Step 2. And so that's one of the things that I really find as a value, because you can get this camera super cheap on eBay, on sites like OfferUp as well. So I love this camera. It even packs very well. When I go on trips or I take it to photography meetups, it goes right in the bag and it doesn't take up a lot of space because of the design, and I love it. Moving on. Coming in at number 2 is a camera that, if you've been around this channel before, that you have definitely seen before. I'm talking about my Polaroid Amigo 620. Honestly, there's not a lot to this camera that makes it different than a regular Polaroid 600 camera, other than, there's no flash, which is kind of a bummer. But my absolute reason that I just adore this camera so much has nothing to do with a feature it has or something that it does that cameras don't do or whatever. It's just simply because I like the way this camera looks. Honestly, this camera, it does work, but it sits on my shelf and it collects a lot of dust. When I am out with this camera, I do get a lot of noise because this camera sounds very, very plasticky. Can you hear that? You know, it sounds and it kind of feels like a toy in your hand, but it is a great conversation starter. And like I said, I just think it's great. There's not too many cameras that looks like the way this one looks, and it's one of the things I really enjoy. So even if it's just a shelf piece for me, it's one of my favorite cameras, and I think I'll have it in my collection for a really long time. Last but not least, moving on to number 3, my favorite camera in my collection, which is one of my oldest cameras, but also one of my newest cameras. Drum roll, please. It is my Polaroid SX70 Sonar. Now, the thing about this camera is, when I say it is my newest camera, I literally got it last weekend at a swap meet, and let me tell you, I got it for a deal. I paid 50 bucks for this camera, and it is in amazing shape. There's absolutely no rust on it anywhere. The leather, it's got this beautiful black leather, and it's not rusting at all. It's got the super cool Sonar technology that I've talked about in a previous video when we reviewed the Polaroid Spectra SE. You can check that video out up here. But it's held up so well. I can tell that whoever had this and owned this kept it in storage, and in fact it did. It came with a beautiful leather case. It came with an unopened camera strap, unopened self-timer, a flash bar, and this camera was taken care of by somebody who really, really cared about their camera, and somebody who was actually just a photography fan. There was actually some old vintage Polaroids that came in, which I'm assuming that he took of his wife, his sweet old guy that this camera belonged to. And so, it's a gorgeous piece of design. It really lets you know, that Polaroid was pushing the limits of what a camera could look like. And I've been looking for a Polaroid folding camera, whether it was an XX70 or one of their 600 cameras for a really long time. And now I got one, and this camera, no matter what it does, whether it works or whether it doesn't, I will probably never sell it because it is just near and dear to me. There you have it. Those are my top 3 favorite Polaroid cameras that I have in my personal collection, but I want to hear from you. So let me know in the comments below what your top 3 are, or maybe you have an all-time favorite. You can either let me know in the comments, or you can actually tag me maybe on your Instagram, and if you want to show me your particular camera, I'd love to check it out, and I'd love for you to be a part of the community that we have here on my channel. As always, you can always follow me on Instagram, and as a matter of fact, you're going to want to right now. Right now I'm giving away a Polaroid Sun 600, and there's a few more days left for the giveaway. All you have to do is be following me on Instagram, tag somebody in the comments of the post of me holding up the Polaroid Sun 600, and then you have to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that way you can be entered. So it's 3 easy steps, and you got a vintage Polaroid camera coming your way. Good luck. Again, I've been Eric, and you guys have been great, and I will see you on the next video.